Everyone, my name is Morgan and this is Heidi, and we are both crisis counselors for Colorado Spirit's COVID-19 support program. And we are here to talk about part 2 of our stress management series. So to start off, I wanted to talk a little bit about some important research on the effect of stress on the body. So Robert Sapolsky wrote a book called Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers, which discusses how humans are at risk for a number of stress-related diseases that no other animals are. So he discusses why zebras and other animals don't get ulcers, which is that they have a completely different relationship with stress than humans do. So for example, a zebra goes to the water hole, is hypervigilant, knowing that this is a vulnerable area, and if a predator attacks, then they have a short and acute stress response. And that is until they get away, at which point their stress levels go back down to normal until the next threat pops up. But for humans, on the other hand, many of us exist with a stress response that mimics a constant threat level. So because of work, social, and general life stress, many of us have constant high stress levels, which is what we would call chronic stress. And Robert Sapolsky found that chronic stress in humans causes a greater risk for heart disease than if you smoke, are overweight, or have high cholesterol levels. So reducing your chronic stress is one of the very best things you can do to improve your own health.
That's some great info, Morgan. While there's no way to eliminate all stress in your life, it's important to work on getting rid of the unnecessary stress. Unavoidable stress are things that are out of our control, such as death of a loved one, illness, limitations the pandemic is causing all of us. Basically, things that we cannot change. Another thing we can't change is the past, and dwelling on the past is emotionally draining, and that is another thing that we can't change. We can only learn and move forward. Accepting that these are things we cannot change and trying to change your mindset on that can really help you cope with these things better. For instance, writing down things you are grateful for during the pandemic and any positive things that have come out of it. Examples of this can be more time with family, increased free time, and learning more about yourself. In difficult times, it can be hard to find things to be grateful for, so look for simple things like nice weathers, hot showers, or good food. Often there is a lot of unavoidable stress, such as unhealthy relationships, overscheduling your time, and not putting up boundaries or obligations that you don't want to do. These things can cause irritation, worry, and physical symptoms like anxiety, lack of sleep, or changed eating and drinking patterns. The best way to deal with those things is by setting a plan in motion or slowly try to eliminate them. It's best to start with small, attainable goals. An effective way to do this is to make a list of the 3 biggest stressors in your life, avoidable or unavoidable. Some people have goals like, I want to quit drinking and smoking and lose weight and get out of this bad relationship. This is overwhelming when you want to make so many changes at once. One thing at a time is the most effective way to achieve these things. Write down things you want to change and start on the one that you think is the most attainable, such as, I will find 3 days a week to go for a long walk, or I will limit my screen time to 2 hours a day on Facebook and such. Focus on only that goal and try to write out a game plan as to how you will achieve that. Reward yourself by doing things you love that make you happy and bring you peace. Working with a wellness coach or talking with a loved one will help you stay accountable for those goals.
Yeah, and I think getting help is so important. But there's also a lot of things you can do on your own. One of my favorites is progressive muscle relaxation. So this is where you choose groups of muscles you'd like to work on. There are more complete lists online, but these could be hands, shoulders, stomach, back, thighs, etc. And you choose one of these groups and breathe in for 4 to 10 seconds while tensing this muscle group. And then you breathe out while relaxing that muscle group all at once. And then be sure to take a few seconds to relax and breathe before moving on to a different muscle group. So this just helps ease tension in your body. It reminds your body to relax and to turn off the fight or flight response. And it can also be used to help you fall asleep, and it can even assist in pain management. Another thing that I like a lot is guided imagery exercises. So To do this, find a comfortable place to sit or lay down, and then picture a person, place, or a memory that makes you feel peaceful and relaxed. Then slowly fill in more and more details, trying to engage all of your senses with your imagination. And this can be difficult to do at first, so there are also a lot of meditation apps that use guided imagery. At Colorado Spirit, we use the MyStrength website, which is free, and it comes with other available resources. And there's also a lot of other popular apps, such as Headspace or Calm. And these are things that you can do to overcome a stressful event in the moment or after a long day, but they're also most helpful if you find a way to integrate them into your daily or weekly life, regardless of your stress levels that week. So in order to be successful in keeping this practice up, it's also a good idea to do it in conjunction with a different routine, such as doing it before bed. And use a tool to help you keep track of your progress, like checking off the days that you've completed it on your calendar. And in addition to that, MyStrength has a relaxation log to help you keep track of your daily goals and your progress in reducing your stress.
And for some people, it's a whole lifestyle change to reduce stress in everyday life. Sometimes just the act of talking and venting to someone can reduce stress. And we're also here to help you strategize for concrete change in your life. Call our warm line at 970-347-2359. You'll be directed to a support specialist who you can ask for the information related to COVID testing, financial resources, or you can ask to speak to a counselor, either Morgan or I. And that is all we have for you today. Next week, we'll talk about some strategies for reducing stress, and we hope to see you all there. So thanks for listening. Bye, everyone.
Bye.